Okay, hi everybody. Thanks for joining us for a weekly training session. We're going to record this and you guys can watch the replay. But I want to thank Allie for joining us. She's super excited about something new she's doing, focusing on three-way calls, and it's really been impacting her business. So she's got a routine down and a strategy for it. And I asked her if she could come on and share it with everybody. So that's what she's going to do. And here she is.
Yay! Okay, cool. Well, thank you, Erin, for having me. I'm super excited. I'm a little nervous, and you can't tell, but I'm sweating like crazy. So my name is Alison Molstad. I've been with Monate for 4 years now. I am 41 and currently 7.5 months pregnant with my very first baby. So hence probably why I'm sweating. But yeah, I was so excited when Erin asked me to do this training for you guys. It's been helping me so much with my business lately, because normally I would be doing in-person events like crazy to get market partners. That's how I've always had really great success getting market partners. But during my pregnancy, I mean, first of all, we had COVID, so that kind of like shut down events. And then just when COVID was kind of going away and personal events were ramping back up, I got pregnant, and then I got COVID, and then I got Norwalk, and then I was exhausted. And now I'm super huge, and I'm just like, I don't want anybody in my house. I cannot do in-person events right now, but I love them. I love them so much, so I don't want these three-way calls to replace personal events. Like, I want you guys to get out there and do events, because that is when you can really feel the culture, as we know, and the excitement and everything. So if you can do in-person events, definitely do them. They are more successful. And they're so much more fun. But I was like, okay, how can I pivot my business to suit where I'm at right now? And three-way calls were what I decided to kind of tap into. And I will tell you, I am averaging about one new market partner for every 4 calls that I do. So that's pretty cool, because my biggest thing was like, I need more market partners. I want to get to the Bahamas. Like, I can get VIPs, no problem. You know, I shouldn't say no problem, but anyways, you know what I mean, right? Sometimes it's hard to get market partners. And so I looked at my organization and I thought, I've got all these VIPs, but I've never really sat down one-on-one with them and talked to them about the business. And so I don't know, there could be people out there like that want to upgrade, but they just don't know how, or they don't know why they should upgrade and things like that. So I thought, how can I get these people one-on-one to sit down with me and talk to me about the business when I can't be hosting in-person events? So my upline, Amy Murphy, and I decided to start doing these three-way calls. And yeah, they've been super successful. And now my downline, my team is doing them, and they're having success as well. And even if you don't get every single person signing up as a market partner or as a VIP, because you can do this with anybody, even those people that aren't like, yeah, I'll upgrade right now, at least they're starting to think about it, right? So they might not upgrade right away. It may take a little while, but at least they're starting to think about it. You're planting that seed, right? So, okay, so I wrote down some notes just to make sure that I don't like just ramble on for forever. So mostly I've been doing these three-way calls with my existing VIPs. Like I said, I had a ton of them, and I was like, yeah, I need to talk to them about the business. But you can do this with anybody. You could do this like if you're hosting an in-person event and you have a bunch of people that are like, no, I'd really like to come, but that day just doesn't work for me. No problem. Hey, would you be willing to jump on like a three-way call with me for a few minutes, and I can kind of go over what I was going to say at the event? And if they're nice people, then they'll be like, sure. And if they're not, then you don't want to work with them anyways. So yeah, so the biggest thing is to use your upline to help you with these three-way calls. If you're brand new and you've never talked to somebody about the business, it can be really scary to try to do that. So use your upline, because that's what they're there for. So what I would do is I would invite people onto these three-way calls, and I would have Amy join me. And basically, she would tell her story, I would tell my story, and then she would do the presentation. She would do the meet Monate. So it was super cool. Like, I didn't really have to do a whole lot of anything. And now I do that for my team. So we go on and I become Amy. I become the upline. And we tell our stories and we do the meet Monate. And then we ask for feedback. And that's basically it, guys. It's so simple. It takes like maybe 20 minutes. And like I said, 1 out of 4 calls has been an upgrade to an MP. So it's definitely working. Also, having your upline on there, they can be a little bit more assertive. if you know what I mean. Because sometimes when you're talking to somebody, it can be scary to ask them if they're like ready to join the business or ready to upgrade, or, you know, what kind of things are stopping them. It can be a little bit nerve-wracking for you to do it. I totally get that. But when you have your upline there, they're all in. They don't care. They'll say whatever. They'll be like, all right, let's get you upgraded. You know what I mean? Like, they'll be kind of your backup, like your muscle. And then once you've seen them kind of do it a few times, you'll be more confident to do it yourself, to like ask those questions and, like we say, shoot your shot. So basically the way that I invite people to do these three-way calls, because again, that can feel kind of weird too, like, oh, do you want to do a three-way call with me? I bribe them. Like, plain and simple, bribe them. I do. I offer them a thank you gift, like a product or a sample pack or something like that, right? So I basically say, this was my first message that I put out to all my VIPs, and I said, hey, I'm reaching out to my most trusted VIPs for some help. I want to do some training with my upline to further my Monat business, and I need some volunteers. All I'm asking is 20 minutes of your time to jump on a call with myself and Amy so I can learn from her. And in return, I'll gift you a free Monat product. Are you open to helping me out? Little Ray Higdon language there for you. And I only ever had one person say no. Only one person. And so I did like 20 calls and I got all these people that wanted to upgrade. I thought, holy smokes, this is amazing. And so many more people that are thinking about upgrading. After the presentation, I thanked them. We talked about the gift that I was going to send them. And I said, yep, I'll get that in the mail as soon as I can. And then I asked them for feedback. So I asked them, hey, you know, I've got a few questions. Is it okay if I send you these questions just to further my professional growth? And they were like, yeah, for sure. So I asked them, what did they like most about the presentation? What would they change about the presentation? What did you learn about Monat that you didn't know before? And what would you like to learn more of, if anything, hair care, skincare, wellness, VIP, or being a market partner? And just by asking those questions, again, you're not super salesy where you're like, okay, you saw my presentation, are you ready to go? Like, no, that feels icky to me. But asking these questions, you get feedback of where they are, and you know, you can kind of meet them where they're at. And then do this with your team and duplicate it. It's so simple. So again, the way that Amy and I were doing it at first, and I think this is a really good duplicatable way to do it at first, is just to use the Meet Monat presentation. Just use it. There's a script. If you stick to the script, it's like you'll be in and done in like 20 minutes. That's including your testimonial and your upline's testimonial. If you have been in the business for a while, then you don't need the script and you can just use the pretty pictures that they give us. And then once you kind of get familiar with what you're doing and you get more confident, you can shorten that presentation way down. If you go into the back office, and I think if you type in like virtual Meet Monat or even just Meet Monat, there's actually a whole instruction sheet of how to do a virtual Meet Monat, and it tells you like the key points that you need to hit. So you don't necessarily have to go through all the 10 things, because that was some of the feedback that we were getting. People really liked our personal stories, but they found that the presentation was kind of long because people have no attention spans these days, right? But also their time is very like precious to them as well. So dive into your back office, just type in Meet Monat. You can download the whole PowerPoint presentation right then and there with the script. And one thing that was really cool, and Amy taught me this, is when we did the three-way call, we shared our screen so that people could see the presentation, but they also saw that it came with a script, and we pointed that out. We were like, look at this perfect like PowerPoint presentation that Monat actually sets up for us. You don't have to know a thing about this company in order to do this presentation. They give you all the tools that you need. And so it gets people thinking, oh, well, that's cool. I don't have to memorize this huge script. I don't have to like know what I'm talking about. I can just use what they give me. That's awesome. It makes it more simple for them, right? So yeah, dive into your back office, just type in Meet Monat. You'll find all the resources there. And then reach out to your VIPs first. This is what I did. I reached out to my VIPs first. Now I'm reaching out to like cold market, warm market people, people that aren't in Monat yet, and find a time that works for them first. It works for you and them first. and then get your upline involved. If your upline can't do it with you, like if they are like, oh, that time doesn't work for me, don't go back to your prospect and try to change the time. Make it super simple for them. Find a different upline because that's not hard to do, right? Use me if you want. I'm totally happy to jump on with you. And like Jackie Yoshenko, who's going to be watching this replay, we did a 3-way call together and we're not on the same team. So make it really, really simple for your prospect. And if the time doesn't work with your upline, find a different upline, a sideline, a crossline, whoever, and get them to help you out. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't know. I hope that made sense. I was telling Aaron, sometimes I try to teach something and it doesn't make any sense. But I can post my invite to you guys. I mean, there's also different ways that you can invite people as well. You can just say, like, just be straight up honest. Like, maybe you're not, trying to train and learn from your upline. Maybe you just want to further your professional growth, or you just want to practice doing the presentation, or maybe, do a challenge with your team. I've got a team challenge going right now. I'm like, who can do the most 3-way calls in June? Like, let's go. Right. So, I mean, maybe if you're doing a challenge, be like, hey, I need to do these 3-way calls. You're going to get a free product out of it. And I'm going to get some points, and let's go. Like, let's do this. So whatever way kind of works for you that doesn't feel icky, do that. And I think that's it.
That's really good. So can I give you a couple tips on top of it? One is you can go to Google and search for virtual meet Monate, and you can get all the same docs and everything. It's all available.
Awesome.
So it's really kind of cool because one of them that popped up was a summer meet Monate event, and there's all kinds of material. But the great part about it is really just having that to go through that. And I personally don't like the top 10 list. I like the old meet Monate, and so I have the old little docs and the old PDFs. So I use those, and I'm not ashamed of it either, right? I think it was pretty good.
I mean, the Dare to
right?
Succeed was what I learned from, and it was it was awesome.
Yeah, Dare to Succeed, right? It's fantastic. So if anybody needs that, I can give you the gift for that, or you can Google Dare to Succeed Monate. You know what I mean? And you'll find that as well. And it's a terrific way to present the material to the people. The thing I wanted to ask you about is you talked about going for VIPs, and I know there's some people on the call. I want to make sure that they recognize this. So Monate will tell you that 80% of our market partners come from VIPs, right? So it's not an unheard of thing that's going to happen after somebody starts to use the product for a while, that they become a VIP. The caution, I guess, I throw to anybody when you're trying to talk to your market partners about upgrade, you only want to, sorry, VIP is about upgrade. You only want to VIP to upgrade who's really planning on trying to work the business. If you know that they're just going to do it for the discount, you lose your PV from those guys. Just to put it in perspective. So you really got to be a little bit selective and cautious about when you do it and who you're doing it for. So I'd make that little side note, that be a little bit cautious of that. The other thing is, I think that all of your prospects, you should be taking all of your prospects and funneling through some kind of consultation, and you're choosing the meet Monate. And the thing I like the most, or sorry, you're choosing the 3-way call. And the thing I like the most that you said about the 3-way call is it gives the other person isn't as invested in the friendship or relationship you have with the person you're inviting. And therefore there's no fear or apprehension about going in for the jugular, saying, do you want to join? Right? And that's a learned behavior. You have to learn how to feel comfortable saying that. So if you're a little less comfortable saying that, a 3-way call is a great option to get you right through that. And it's fantastic. But I would recommend that if you go through your friends list, I guarantee there are people on your friends list that you could go through and say, these are all my 3-way call candidates. And there'll be a lot of people there, and on your IG following list, there'll be a lot of people that you go, I actually do feel comfortable enough with that person. I think I'll ask them if they want to do a 3-way call. And whatever way you get them on there, as long as you're authentically true about it, regardless if it is a training opportunity for you and it's truthful, then that's okay too. I like the idea that it's, you said a few other options there. And I think find the way that you feel comfortable inviting them, but invite them. You know what I mean? And it might be because I'll tell you what, if you do it, I'll give you this nice little gift. And don't feel bad about that either, right? So it's all of those tricks and
Because really, if
ways
I
to,
was inviting people to my house, I would bribe them with free wine. So that's what I do. But I can't give free wine over the internet. So I'm like, here, I'll give you this product or these samples or whatever.
and it's,
So,
you could actually say that to the person. Listen, if I invited you to my house, this is what we'd be doing.
oh yeah, I do all
But
the time. It makes them laugh. They're like, okay, but then when you have this baby, I'm coming over for the free wine. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you're not taking the free wine away from me.
Yeah.
So definitely the whole point is be a person when you're talking to all these people.
Mhm.
And I think that's the thing that comes across. And I think your attitude is amazing. And I love the fact that you're doing challenges with your team. And then you carry that into the reason you're asking. Hey, I've got a challenge I'm doing with my team that
Mhm.
I have to invite people to three-way calls. I'm going to give you a free gift if you show. Can you
Mhm.
just help me with my challenge?
And
What
it's
a
good
great
practice
way
for
to
me.
do
And
it.
are you open to helping me out? Right.
Yeah, it's so cool, man. So thank you so much for sharing. Anybody
Thank
have
you
any
for asking me.
questions?
I will say two more things I forgot to mention. Like, one thing is also good about having the upline is that they have more experience of overcoming objections as well. So if people, any kind of objection that they come up with, the upline can usually can walk them through that and show them the ways that Monate can work with their objection. And also too, like if anybody follows Ray Higdon, anytime people are complaining that their business isn't growing, he'll say to them, how many presentations did you do this week? And it's like, hello, no brainer. Like if you're not talking about your business, you don't have a business. You can post all you want until you're blue in the face on social media. But if you're not making those connections and building those relationships and presenting the business face to face, then your business is not going to grow.
I'll break it down to the simplest common denominator. If you didn't ask somebody a yes or no question today, you didn't work your business.
There you go. I love that.
That's exactly what it comes down to. Are you having the conversations where you're asking the yes or no question about whether you want to try the products or whether you want to join the opportunity? That is essential to your business. Everything we do heads towards that event.
Yes.
So you're connecting, you're posting on Instagram because you want to find people that you can eventually ask a yes or no question to.
Exactly.
So that's what our business is about. It all comes down to that. And I know I just did 2 lives, talk about return on investment. And then this week I talked about something that built on return on investment. It was either way. It was. It basically comes back down to the critical activities that get you paid. And if you take a look at all the IPA activities you're doing when you do your business, list them top to bottom, right? Record them first off, because you record the hours you're working and the task you're doing. Then list them top to bottom and say, what are the ones most likely to be revenue, giving you the most revenue? What are the ones that give me the least revenue? Put them in order. Focus on these top ones, learn how to get rid of these or optimize those to next to nothing time spent. Spend as little time on the bottom of the list and as much time as possible on the top. And I'm going to tell you right now, up on the top of the list is asking somebody a yes or no question about Monate. Okay, great. Thank you so much. You pulled it all right back for me today. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you guys for listening. If you have any questions, let me know. And I can post my my invite and my follow-up questions in the group if you want. And
that's awesome. Yeah, I'd appreciate it. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Awesome. Thanks,
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.